What's up guys, my name's Ryan, this is the PSC Life. I've got a pretty fun replay for you here. This base took me, I believe, 4 tries. There's a double shield generator base with 2 boosted ice and 2 unboosted building health guardians to supplement that. So my plan for this first hit was to GBE the back 2 rockets, clear up the right wall. I know those mortars one-shot my troops, so my plan is to shock and take out the front 2 mortars and then reflare against the right wall and try to avoid the range of these back mortars. As you can see here, I just spent a lot of GBE up front trying to clear mines, and you see just how many troops I was losing or how low my health was getting from all those mines up front there. The shock launcher got in range really early, which I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit later. So I can shock 3 mortars in this shock range radius. So I take out the front 2 and then immediately reflare. I'm losing a whole bunch of my riflemen right out of the gates, which was not very good. This is actually my second attack on this base. The first one, I made it to the HQ. I cleared a whole pocket and I had exactly 1 Zuka left and just ran out of time at that point. This one, I knew my riflemen were just dying so quickly. I had so many casualties that I wasn't going to finish the job, so I retreated and tried to come up with a better approach. So this next attack, I decided I lost so many riflemen, so much damage from those mines, that I decided I was going to try the same exact thing, but from the left side, where there were only 3 or 4 mines across the whole thing instead of all of these mines all over the place. So this time I GBE the front flame, or the front rocket, and the rocket by the HQ instead of the back 2, because I'm going to go around the left and hit from the back wall. So I'm going to be able to take out that back rocket pretty easily. So I start here to try to farm a little bit of GBE. I don't want to get in range of those mortars, so I decide to reflare before I take out the boom cannons, and I'll have to smoke my medics so that they don't die. It's really important to keep my medics alive when I'm only using 1 boat of medics, because if I lose just 1 or 2, that rocket will start dealing more damage than the medics can heal. Luckily, I think they all are still alive at this point, so I was able to out-heal that rocket. I'm coming up on these mortars, so I'm going to have to shock them pretty quickly, and there we go. I let my troops fan out of it here because of the risk of these mortar shots and the shock launcher shots. As you get closer, it's better to have your troops a bit spread out so that if a mortar or a shock launcher does hit your troops, it'll only hit a small group as opposed to all of them all at once. Once I take out the mortars, I plan on reflaring up to the back wall. I might take out that 3rd mortar just for the heck of it, because they were a little bit in the way when I did my attack up the right wall. So I take out that 3rd one and then I reflare. I do have a good amount of GBE here, but I'm getting hit by both shock launchers at once, and it's really putting in a lot of work. So I have to shock the back shock launcher and try to take out that front one as quickly as possible. The first time I did get back here, I flared up to the shock launcher directly, and I actually got in range of the flamethrower and machine gun and lost a whole bunch of troops that way. So my plan here is to flare the flamethrower instead to try to clear out behind the HQ. So I flare the flamethrower, still lose some troops to the mines. This machine gun is in range, but not quite as badly. But I've just lost so many troops already along the way that I only have a couple left, and they're not going to be able to take out all of the defensive buildings before my shocks wear off. So this attack is also going to be unsuccessful, and I'm going to have to come up with something new if I want to be able to take this out. So I go back to the drawing board. Finally, I think of something. I don't know why I didn't see this earlier, but anyway. My thought here was, I was looking at the base and I just decided these shield generators are right at the very edge of the base. So I don't have to do anything to access them. So why not just take out one and then reflare and take out the other and not have to worry about clearing out a big pocket for them. Because that was kind of where I was running into trouble. I know you couldn't see my very first replay, but I would make it to the HQ, but then I wouldn't be able to clear the shock launcher behind it and clear the boom cannon behind it without my troops all dying and not being able to take out the rest of the other shield conventionally. So I cleared the first shield on the right, barely lose anything. This time I want to take out the boom cannons, even at risk of getting in range of those mortars, just because they are kind of in range of things as I go. It'd be nice to have them gone completely, so I take them out. I think 2 mortar shots fire, and I lose a handful of troops, but it's not the absolute end of the world. I did get a good bit of defenses and buildings taken out on that, so I have plenty of GBE already working. I let my troops kind of spread out from this point on. I do throw a critter box to try to distract these mortars as we go, hopefully save me a little bit of GBE on the shocks. They buy me a little bit of time, and then I'll have to shock them as we go. Some troops start spreading out towards this residency and the machine gun. Some troops spread all the way back to the armory, and that's exactly what I want. I want them spread out against these mortars and the shock launcher when it becomes in range, which it just is now. My hope is to take out both mortars and reflare the same way as I was doing earlier. You can see I still have a whole bunch of troops. I barely lost any Zukas. Still have a good 30-ish, 20-ish riflemen to work with, so I'm feeling really good at this point. As you can see, my Zukas are buying a lot of time from these mortars, just being over here, just 1 or 2, as opposed to all of them being all in one place. Once I take out that shock launcher, I am going to reflare, because at that point, I can take out the HQ directly with just these 3 buildings in range. And I have enough GBE for another shock, and I think I had 1 more, and it's just an easy finish at this point. It was a very fun base for me to try. It was really cool. It's my first time attacking a corner base with the double shield. Usually you find the HQ in the center. So I guess my main point here is just to be able to try different strategies. Make sure you look at absolutely everything, even if it's just mines or mortar placement or little tiny things like that. And shield generator placement. That's really actually pretty huge in these things. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll check you again soon for my next replay or another video of mine. Until then, happy booming.